Hello and welcome to yet another interesting time in data processing class. My name is Blaze Ella, and in today's lesson, we will be looking at a very interesting topic, presentation package, under the theme Tools for Processing Information. Have you ever given a presentation? What tools did you use? How did you go about it? In this lesson, we will find out a lot about presentation packages. By the end of this lesson, you're expected to do the following. 1. You should be able to explain the meaning of presentation package. 2. You should be able to mention the uses of presentation package. And finally, you should be able to describe how to use presentation package to solve problems. Every day, we are able to communicate with one another by sending and receiving information. I'm sure you do that too. Why do you communicate? I'm sure there are several reasons. Some persons communicate to express their feelings, some others communicate to influence people, to sell products, and several other reasons. And at different points in time, we find ourselves in different types of environments. Some environments are very formal, while others are informal. For example, an informal environment could be your school playground, where you communicate freely with your friends. Your home too could be a sort of informal environment where you gist freely with your siblings and your family members. And we also have formal environments, such as an office or a classroom. So depending on the environment we find ourselves and the reason for our communication per time, we may need to use a presentation or we may need to do a presentation. A presentation is a process of presenting a topic to an audience. So you see, there's a topic of discourse and then there's an audience. And ideally, a presentation should be done using a presentation software. We could see presentation in different forms. It could be a lecture, a keynote address, a speech, and is geared towards motivating, informing, or inspiring people about ideas and products. So going on, let's look at what presentation packages are and what they are used for. First, a presentation package is an application software, and they are used to prepare as well as deliver presentations. Presentation packages have lots of features with which you can create very neat, colorful, and even animated presentations. Usually, the contents in a presentation are arranged in slides. A slide is simply a page of a presentation software. Presentation packages support the inclusion and manipulation of different media types or formats. These media types include text, image, video, and audio. And because it supports all these, presentation packages have certain features. They have text editors with which text can be edited. So you can increase the font size of the text, you can change the font type, you can add colors and several other effects. Presentation packages also have graphic editors, audio editors, and video editors. And they also have a feature called slideshow with which you can view your presentation in full screen. When preparing your presentation, there are certain rules that must be followed. There are several of them, but here are 3 basic rules that must be followed. First, use readable font types and sizes. Secondly, make your points brief using few words. Thirdly, place text and related images close to each other. Now, do you agree with these rules? Well, here are my reasons. Usually, when you give a presentation, you have an audience and they are seated in different positions in a room. It is important that the farthest person from the screen should be able to comfortably view your slides, view the contents of your slide, and follow you throughout the presentation. That is why your fonts need to be readable and clear. Your pictures need to be in line with your text. And then your points need to be brief by using few words. You don't need so much words to clutter your presentation. Let's proceed with this lesson by looking at the different uses of presentation packages. Presentation packages can be used to create digital portfolios, videos, picture slides, animations, and several other products. When we use presentation packages, there are several benefits we enjoy. First, presentation packages make our presentations very interesting because we can use different media formats to bring our presentation to life. Secondly, presentation packages make the information easier to understand. Thirdly, presentation packages help to focus the attention of the audience. For instance, when you use the animation effect, you can bring in your content bit by bit in line with your presentation. Presentation packages are also used to provide a better visual effect. Remember the saying, a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. And finally, presentation packages are used to provide better interaction between the presenter and the audience. After preparing your presentation, at the point of delivering the presentation, you need to make use of a projector which is connected to the computer. The projector then projects the content of your presentation on a big screen. You can also connect your computer directly to a television or some other smart big screens. That's how you deliver your presentation. I'm sure with what I've said so far about presentation packages, you may have come across one or two. That's why for the next part of this lesson, we will be looking at different types of presentation packages, and then we'll look at the features and how to use them to prepare presentations. Some types of presentation packages include Keynote, Prezi, Visme, PowerPoint, Google Slides, Beyond, and so on. At this point, let's look at the features of Microsoft PowerPoint and how it can be used to prepare a presentation. And so, this is the Microsoft PowerPoint environment. At the top is the title bar, which displays the file name and the name of the presentation package. And on the home menu, you have several features that help you edit the content of your presentation. Beside the home menu is the insert menu. From the insert menu, you can insert several media types. You can insert text, pictures, video, sound, and so on. Beside the insert menu is the design menu. And in the design menu, you have several design templates. And beside the design menu is the transitions menu. With transitions, you can determine how different slides are introduced. Beside the transitions menu is the animations menu. The animations menu helps you animate individual objects in a slide. And there are several types. We have the entrance animation, emphasis animation, and exit animation. As we proceed in this lesson, we will find out how each of them works. The next menu we have there is the slideshow menu, which helps you view your slide in full view. It is also used to play your slides during your presentation. Beside that, we have the review menu, which helps you add comments and carry out other review activities. And finally, we have the view menu, which gives you different views of your presentation, as well as enable you view different features on the presentation package. At the left-hand side of Microsoft PowerPoint is the slide pane, which displays all the slides. And from this pane, you can access different slides. You can also add slides, duplicate slides, as well as delete slides. So let's proceed by designing a presentation. I usually delete all the text boxes so I can add all the elements I want myself. You can decide to place the content and then choose a design, but I want to choose a design first. And to choose a design, click on the design menu, choose the design and the color blends you want. So next, let's insert the text. To insert text, click on the Insert menu and then click on Text box. Draw out the text box and then type in your text. Once you're done typing, you can format the text by highlighting the text or selecting the text box and then go to Home menu. Play around with the different features. You can edit the font type, the font size, colors, and so on. And with this, we're done with the first slide. So let's move on to the next slide. And this is a sample of the second slide. To add a new slide, right-click on the current slide and then click on New Slide. You can change the layout of the design by right-clicking on the slide, selecting Layout, and there you have different layouts. So based on what we have on the second slide, let's type in our text and then proceed to add pictures. To insert pictures, you could use the Insert menu and then select Picture from where you can import your pictures, or you could simply go to the location where the picture is stored, copy the picture, and come back to Microsoft PowerPoint and paste the picture. You can then resize your picture by using the nodes on the edges to either increase the size of the picture or reduce the size of the picture. Be mindful of the nodes on the sides because they can distort the picture if you use them. And with this, we're done designing the first 2 slides. So let's play our presentation by using the slideshow menu. Click on slideshow and then click on from beginning. You can advance through the slides by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. This is what we have so far, a plain presentation. Next, let's apply the transition effects. The transition effect determines how each slide is introduced. To apply transition, select a slide, click on the Transitions menu, and then select a transition effect. So do the same for the 2 slides. Select different transition effects. And then let's go back to play it. You can see the difference between what we did in the first round and what we've done so far. That's how transitions work. The next type of effect we're going to play with is the animation effects. With animation effects, you can animate individual objects in a slide. To animate, simply select the object, which could be a text or a picture, even videos, and then click on the Animations menu. Next, select an animation effect. Let's begin with the entrance animation. So let's apply entrance animation to all the objects in our slides, and then play it to see how they behave. So when you play this using slideshow, you will notice that the entrance animation determines how individual objects are introduced into the slides. Now let's see how emphasis animation works. To try out the emphasis animation, let's duplicate the second slide. Simply right-click on it and click on Duplicate. And then select each object in the third slide. Click on Animations menu and then apply different emphasis animations to the objects. Now let's play it to see the output. Click on Slideshow, click on from beginning. So this is the first slide. This is the second slide, which has entrance animation. Now here is the third slide, which has emphasis animation. So with the emphasis animation, you can see that the emphasis animation determines how objects already on the slide behave. And for the final type of animation, which is the exit animation, we're going to duplicate the third slide and then animate every object in the fourth slide using exit animation. Now when we play our slideshow, here's the first slide, which has entrance animation. Transit to the second slide, which has entrance animations. We then transit to the third slide, which has emphasis animation. And the final slide, which has exit animation. So with the exit animation, we can see that it determines how objects on the slide should exit the slide. That was quite interesting and simple, right? With what we've done so far, we've come to the end of this lesson. But before we leave, let's have a quick summary. First, we learned that presentation is the process of presenting a topic to an audience. We also learned that presentation packages are application software used to prepare and deliver a presentation. Going on, we learned that presentation packages are used to make a presentation interesting, make information easy to understand, improve the focus of the audience, provide better visual impact, and so on. They are also used to create digital portfolios, videos, and so on. We also learned that some types of presentation packages include Keynote, Prezi, Visme, Beyond, PowerPoint, Google Slides, and so on. Finally, we learned that presentation packages have features that can be used to insert and manipulate different media types such as text, images, video, and audio. At this point, let's try out some exercises. Here's the first question. The content in a presentation software are arranged in dash. Here are the options. A. Sheets. B. layouts, C. slides, D. books. The correct option is C. slides. Let's try out one more. Which of the following effects is used to make objects in a slide move? Here are the options. A. Animation. B. Design. C. Transition. D. Slideshow. The correct option is A. Animation. With what you've learned so far in this lesson, I believe your next presentation will be prepared and delivered using a presentation software. Till we meet in our next lesson. Bye-bye.